And chat, we talk to poor people Sunday, every Sunday. Poor people get their moment to shine here on the Peasant Chat. Today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about a couple of things that a lot of people are being misled, or I think they get the wrong idea. Specifically, when it comes to Lee Zeldin and the most recent EPA stuff, I really do appreciate that Lee Zeldin is in there and he's going to look for waste, fraud, and abuse. But at the same time, that does not give me much hope that they're going to revisit a lot of the rules that have to do with compliance that have been egregiously thwarting the effort of the performance and racing automotive aftermarket. Now, this is the biggest issue I have with people like SEMA, PRI, and all the other people. It was I'm not going to get into it right now. I want to make sure I give you what I'm going to talk about so that I can get into it, because I can go on a 15 to 20 minute rant about this. So we're going to talk about EPA related stuff, emissions related stuff, what companies are now doing now that all of a sudden the Trump administration is giving the signals that they're going to really reform a lot of this clean air, which he calls it a scam, which I love. I love the fact that he goes out there and says all this climate change stuff is a scam. And then he goes into detail where the money goes, because when you see the money or follow the money trail, you end up finding out that, hey, this has nothing to do about cleaning the earth. This has to do about control and activism more than actually giving a shit about cleaning up any kind of air. And by the way, whatever we do here, it doesn't matter, because China and India are not going to follow it. So it doesn't matter how clean the air is here. And Trump actually said that in his campaign. So we'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. You know what doesn't suck, though? PMAS. That's right. PMAS, James and PMAS, the best cold air intake. Look, you got to go there to see not only cold air intakes, but they have a bunch of cool little brackets, shields to make your engine bay configurable for different cold airs. And I've bought tons of their stuff, and then they end up refunding me the money, which I really appreciate. But guys, I want to give you money, so stop refunding me anything. I want to give you guys money, and you should give money to PMAS too, Nick James and PMAS. DNAPperformance.com. They're gonna have some new Amory tumblers going out there. I got one here that's like a beta version, so I'm gonna make sure that I highlight DNAP Performance. Not only do they pay their bill on time, but they give everyone deals on parts all the time. Rice and Wick got a couple of fuel pumps from them. You can get injectors, fuel systems, wheels, tires, you name it. All new parts at DNAPperformance.com. Parts Farm. Used parts. You're gonna get engines, cranker pallets, transmissions, bell housings, clutch kits, clutch pedals, mirrors, you name it. Everything used at partsfarm.com. Total Solution! Rami Danan, Total Solution! The Caguas location for the best late model shop in Puerto Rico, bar none. I don't know anyone else that matters, because let's be honest, Puerto Ricans are still Puerto Rican. Rami seems to be the best of the bunch. And Belak Industries. If you like to sell drugs and you know it, clap your hands and get yourself a set of Belak wheels so that the cops in town have an easier time finding out who the drug dealers are. Nick, Clint Stroke, Bilavesh, Diego. Oh, I'm so sorry. Richprints.com/YDBT. Richprints.com/YDBT. If you want to go ahead and support the kid, you're going to get some hats. We got YDBT, Amory, and Dolo hats in different styles. Flat brim, mesh. We got black and white, black letters. Dude, I bought black. And I think I bought an Amory hat, and I think I got Homeboy a hat. Slow 99 made a funny joke. I think it was Slow 99 that made a joke the other day. We got Section 8 hoodies, shirts, vertical YDBT, camo YDBT, long sleeve YDBT, and hoodies. Badass shit. If you're wondering about the size, get the size bigger, because it's a little on the snug side, especially on the belly. But if you have a jacked top end like the kid, you should be good to go. And by the way, this is the DNAP Performance tumbler. It's huge. So if you guys spend $1,000, he just throws one of these in there. It's fucking massive. So shout out to DNAPperformance.com. And the Elite Z33 Chemzilla Frank Donahue, Joe Swish, Mustang Dennis, Douche Don, I'm Hung Solo, Dixon, Coyote Kelly, Joe Jackson, TJ Sikorsky, ATX Cobra, JD Swag, Candice Lewis. JD, are you in India for like 3 months? Every single time I see your stories on Instagram, it's like you're like in some field with like a motorcycle that I've never seen before. Bryson Witt, thank you for the actual links. Craig Wall says, good morning, everyone. Tony the Truck Guy, Twitch, Big Guns, Money 540, Toxic, Abel, S550, Fred, Big Guns, Matt Oliver, Average Racing, Chuck Wazarinsky, Joseph Roman of Fredo Diaz, the Jocko Bell, It's Just a Spick, Toby Cockering, a Coyote, the Tony the Truck Guy, Cody Austin, Andrew Martin, Tim, Toilet Dumper, the Black F-150, Didasuka Camera, Eddie Friedberg, Scott Andrews, hey, let's get all the way to the bottom, Motor Mods, Fernando Perez, A Daytona Starlight, High PSI Guy, JT, Fabian, Nathan, Motor Mods, Nardi Mercado, Eric Vega. Nothing is better than to see Eric Vega get Code Red, get his ESS S550 going. He just busted his butt. He's a dad. He's got a full-time job. He said watching me work on my cars motivated him. Yesterday I worked on the car for 8 hours, so I got the GT500 running really good. I am mind blown as to how the twin inlet throttle body, the pedal sensitivity is perfect. I just have to work on idle because the car is like, I'm getting more air than I'm used to, but because I'm not running air through the supercharger, I don't have a belt on it yet. I'm basically just using it as a manifold. Once I get actual air passing through the supercharger, we'll see if I'm swinging too far one way than the other, but today the belt shows up at Amazon. I'm going to run the boost reference line for the fuel system, so it actually, goes down to 45 PSI. I'm going to tweak the idle to be under 950 RPMs, and then we'll see if I have to do a bunch of tweaking, and I suspect I'm going to go through about 20 or 30 tunes before I feel it drives great. Then what I do is I submit it to Junior. I submit it to Junior for review. I say, here you go, and then here's a data log based on what I feel and see. If he sees anything in the data log that he needs tweaking, we work with it together. And then if everyone is happy, we can say we can support this product. If not, he says, I don't want to support it. That's fine, but I'll do it on my own shit just to show you that I could. So Lee Zeldin is out there making waves on Fox News, on all this stuff, and he's actually doing something that I think is great. He's definitely highlighting the waste, fraud, and abuse that the EPA was responsible for in the last administration. We all know the Democrat Party is a corrupt fucking party. There is just no other way of saying it. It's a corrupt party. The fact that they're so pissed off about some Doge finding waste, fraud, and abuse, and they're pissed off about it, saying, oh, he's racist, or he's cutting off funds, and he's trying to get more billions of dollars. Elon Musk is worth $400 billion. He doesn't need any money. He is actually doing this for free. Yes, he's doing this for free. Now, obviously, he's going to pay his people that get in there and code and find all the waste, fraud, and abuse. But the people that complain the most about finding waste, fraud, and abuse are the fraudsters. So Lee Zeldin has been on every Fox News show, and he's talking about what's happening. And then he's like, we're going to have to work with the Department of Justice to kind of let them know that this might require actual, prosecution. I'll play that clip for you right now.
We're coming down hard on this.
Will charges be filed against people who did things that were wrong with our money?
This is absolutely something that it started off saying we're going to have to work closely with the Inspector General's office, and it quickly became we're going to have to work closely with the Justice Department. Good. We need to get answers to a lot of questions that I have, that you would have, that the audience has, that President Trump would have. I want to know at these NGOs how many of them were set up just before billions of dollars arrive. How many recent Biden employees or EPA employees left their position to go work at these places that are receiving billions or millions of dollars. We just canceled a grant, 9 grants yesterday to save another approximately $60 million working closely with Doge. We're seeing millions of dollars being spent on subscriptions to media outlets. And one last point I just want to give as far as some of these other media outlets that are out there trying to spin this and cover for close ranks for this practice. The Washington Post did a story about the $20 billion gold bars that we found. And they were saying in the first paragraph that I was saying without evidence that the money was rushed outside of government. And then 7 paragraphs down, they cite the video that Rachel just spoke about, talking about how they rushed to get the money out of government before Inauguration Day.
So obviously the Democrat Party is corrupt. The Biden era politics was just cashing out, and then everyone's just taking your taxpayer money and just cashing out and doing their thing. But my issue with the EPA is this: that's a vessel of corruption. So just recently, it became public that Turn 14 had to pay $3 million in fines to the EPA. But remember, this was brought on through the previous administration. If I'm not mistaken, I think January 6th. Oh, so the 20th is when Trump was inaugurated. So that means that under the Biden administration, this is, let me see. I have the actual thing here. Doesn't say the date, but oh yeah, filed. Look at the date this was filed. The consent decree filed 1/16/25, 4 days before Trump became was inaugurated as president. He was president elect. On the 20th, he was actually inaugurated. This consent decree right here is where the plaintiff of Turn 14 was basically slapped in the PP for supposedly selling Biden era rule and Obama era rules of the Clean Air Act and CARB. They were out of compliance, and then they don't give you specifics as to what. And if you actually read the article, or if you read the PDF, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna right-click, copy, and put it in the chat, so you guys can download the PDF, and it's all full of lawyer jargon. But the problem is, when you have lawyer jargon, you kind of have to whittle through it and go, what did they sell? Well, vague bullshit. Emissions defeat devices. What's an emissions defeat device? If the EPA does not go in there and actually redefine what an emissions defeat device is, then you have vague craziness, and they can still go after you because Lee Zeldin's at the top. But there's still underlings that can push forward fines, and there's a little bureaucracy or internal structure that can probably, hurt somebody small because they're still under the Biden era enforcement rules. So a lot of people are celebrating, oh, this is great. It's great to find waste, fraud, and abuse, but it's not great that the rules have not been changed. Now, recently, Trump has started to signal that he's willing to go back and take a look at some of the mandates that were done during the Biden administration when it comes to EV stuff. Now, that does not interest me. I don't give a shit about that. If there is language in that EV mandate that says that certain automobile manufacturers have to be within a certain guideline to meet certain mile per gallon standards, there we go. Now that can be looked at. But if it's just a matter of you need this many EVs by this time, and there is no language in that decree or that mandate or that law that was passed that says anything about gas stuff, I really don't care about it. But this is the funny thing. The moment the Trump administration starts talking about revisiting some of these old rules and mandates, you're going to start seeing people like PRI and SEMA jump on the bandwagon. We really have to get after it. Wait a minute. Full stop. Back in the summer, Trump was running. Once he became the Republican candidate, did you endorse him back then? PRI and SEMA. Because there was a binary choice. Biden, EV mandates, crazy rules with the EPA, crazy enforcement with the EPA, tons of government control, tons of government with its tentacles where it shouldn't have it, dictating what's happening with the automobile manufacturers, dictating that no new EVs and the crazy mile per gallon standards, 50, 60 miles per gallon, blah, 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 right? Or you have Trump that's like, this is a fucking scam. This is an absolute scam. They're screwing people. They're going to take the automotive industry away and do away with it. Nobody cares about these EVs. So there was a binary choice back when Trump became the presumptive nominee for the Republican Party. Trump, freedom with car shit. Biden, no freedom with car shit. Did SEMA or PRI or SEMA Garage or SEMA Action Network or any of its, branches endorse Donald Trump when it was very clear that he was going to be on our side of things. Did anyone see it?
Not one motherfucker!
I didn't see it. I'm looking around, I go back in articles, and I'm like, I don't see SEMA, PRI, or anybody going out of their way to endorse the candidate that is for us. But now that he's in, son of a bitch, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we should really pay attention to this because this is going to be good for the industry. It's going to be good for us, and it's going to have less government control. Wait a minute. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit on the sidelines and sit on your hands and not endorse the candidate that's for us. And then when he becomes the winner, push. Because when Biden became the president, you were against, but you weren't really doing anything. You weren't saying we should have someone else in there. We should really push for a president that blah, blah, blah. No, you sent out, newsletters. Oh, shit. Stop the fucking presses. Imagine you give money if you're a business, right? Like a Turn 14 or something like that. And you give thousands of dollars to SEMA Garage, thousands of dollars to PRI, thousands of dollars so they can take the EPA's schlong and put it in your butthole. And then they're like, there you go. Don't worry. We'll take care of the strokes. It'll just be the EPA's schlong in your butt. We'll take care of how deep they go so it doesn't hurt you that bad. That's what they do with parts and cold airs and emissions and defeat devices. Defeat device is like saying assault rifle. If you have a rifle, you can assault someone with it without even shooting it. You can take the barrel end and smash someone over the head with it. It is now an assault rifle. An assault rock. What's the difference between a rock and an assault rock? The human picking up the rock and throwing it at somebody to assault them with it. So defeat device. Give me specifics. And this is where the EPA needs to define specifics through Congress, people that actually make rules, not a organization that it's its own thing, like a bureaucracy, or just its own, entity that makes rules and then enforces its own rules that nobody voted on. And it's because the administration's agenda, whoever the administration puts in certain people to push a certain agenda without going through Congress. So I'm kind of blown away that nobody has gone into the nitty-gritty details of defeat devices. Turn 14, when you read the consent decree that I put up there, the PDF, you're going to start seeing all these dumb catchphrases. Defeat device, delete kits, this and this and that. Well, let me ask you a question. If a defeat device is as simple as an O2 extender, all you have to do is go online and say O2 extender. Does that mean the EPA is going to visit every single one of these motherfuckers here? Does the EPA have the right to go in there, to go to eBay, Texas Speed, Amazon, Walmart? The Walmart, okay? Is this what we're doing right now, Walmart? Are we going to go into Walmart and say, this O2 extender takes the O2 sample out of the stream of the exhaust flow, it skews the O2 signal. So if you were to delete your catalytic converter, this will turn off the check engine light. Are we going to hit up Walmart, EPA? Because according to your current rules, yeah, you got to hit up Walmart. You got to hit up Amazon. You got to hit up anybody that sells a 45 degree, 90 degree, or a slight extension bung O2 sensor extender. Because the definition is just so loose. So I'm not going to rah anything that's... I love the fact that he's going after waste, fraud, and abuse. I get it. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to make absolute specific rules, because this is another thing. If you go to Ford Racing, right? Or Ford Performance, you're going to be like, oh, they wouldn't sell anything that's illegal, right? But then, then the lawyers get in there and start doing dumb shit. This is a catch can, guys. 5.0, 5.2 Coyote oil air separator right hand. Now, look at the fitment, okay? Last I checked, 2011 to 2017 5-liter Mustang GTs all had a VIN number, right? Call me crazy. I think they all had a VIN number. Last time I checked, the 1213 Boss 2 had a VIN number. So did an F-150, and so did 2015 to 2020 GT350s. they all had a VIN number, right? This is not emissions legal. And why do I say that? Right here. Not all Ford performance parts can be installed on vehicles that are driven on public roads. So this is not an emissions legal product. So they have a little caveat down here. But then this is the weird thing. Can the EPA say you can't sell that even if you have a little, disclaimer? Or can you just have disclaimer on everything and everything is going to be fine? We need specifics. So until there is actual committees in the background making, debating, modifying, and modernizing the Clean Air Act. By the way, you got to modernize the Clean Air Act. It is 2025. The Clean Air Act was in the fucking 70s, okay? I understand why the Clean Air Act was a thing when companies and factories, they were just dumping, dye into the river. They were just dumping effluent that was untreated into the rivers. They were just, not have catalytic converters, and lead was the main octane booster back in the day, and lead was all over the place. So I understand that aspect of the Clean Air Act, but it is 2025. Cars are ridiculously clean now. If you run a car on ethanol, I'm sure there's going to be a different byproduct because of the emissions stuff, but I don't think it's any worse than a petroleum-based fuel that burns and goes through a catalytic converter process. And you can't tell people that they can't make race cars out of their VIN numbered cars. Luckily, if you're in a state that is not emissions crazy, like Florida is awesome, you should be shielded by that. But there are people in Massachusetts that like to race. There's people in California that get state refed all the time, or they're afraid of getting state refed. Imagine you live in California right now and you want to take your 93 Cobra for a ice cream cruise, but it has an S trim, a 408 with an S trim, and high flow cats, let's just say, with a, stage 3 kill the blue whale cam. And you're just chopping down the road. It's lowered on CCWs, looking cherry red, looking beautiful with a gray interior, the AC blasting. You're chilling. This guy comes up. Where's your headers? Unless they have a 15-year law in California, but I don't think they do. They can state ref your ass if you have a cherry mint Cobra that has the EGR shit capped off. Oh, this isn't stock. So you have to be careful as to what you ask for, and you have to be very specific about the laws. And I think if you live in California, CARB is fucking you up the ass. I think the EPA needs a complete reconfiguration of the rules when it comes to the car space. I don't give a shit about anything else. When it comes to the car space, you need to modernize the Clean Air Act. So don't count your chickens before they hatch, because I seriously think the EPA is still going to do EPA things until committees make the rules all over again and re-modernize the Clean Air Act. We'll talk about it and then we'll get after it. Good morning, Alex. Hope you have a great morning. Thank you so much. Did anyone get their order from the mugs from the DNA yet? How do HP tuner devices compare to the LRX? So the HP tuners is you either get an RTD or a MPVI. This will interface with your phone through Bluetooth and use the TDN network, which is not highly rated on the app stores. It has a bunch of bugs. You can't do crank relearns, and you can't look at your data logs. So you can load and log tunes on your laptop, and it's just no different than an SET device at that point. The LRX, everything is touchscreen. So in my opinion, the LRX is a version of the N-Gage, basically. Not as robust, not as clear and clean, but it is what we got. And it to me, it flashes logs, and you should, after you flash and log, you take that gauge and you put it away, because your tuner is going to tell you that things running good. You don't need to monitor anything because you don't know what the hell you're looking at anyway. $3.6 million fine for turn 14, said the biggest fine ever. YouTube is censoring my comment about getting rid of the EPA. Weird. What throttle body would you recommend for a gentleman with a Predator blower? Gen 1, you're stuck with like an 85 millimeter like BBK if you want bigger than stock. No tune required, so you should be okay. Good morning, Alex. Transportation Head has rolled back the CAFE standards. Assault rocks for the win. Assault rocks. It is weird. It doesn't make any sense when people call it an assault rifle, and I'm like, anything's assault if you have a human assault you with it. Does that make Mustangs assault cars? Yeah, Walmart shit is like Amazon third-party sellers. Fred says, Alex, I would buy more swag off of RPG if I knew what all the acronyms were. YDBT, you didn't build that? Oh my God. Amory, Dolo. Fred, I love you. If you don't know what the acronyms are, you're probably not really a real fan. So Amory was when a fan said, I love to be part of the YOLO army, but he misspelled army, Amory. And I'm like, or the YDBT Amory. And I'm like, Amory? So I went on a whole 30 minute rant about Amory, and then it stuck. He misspelled army, Amory, and everyone would just do hashtag Amory. So it became the Amory, aka the army. YDBT, YOLO douchebag tuning. If you don't know YDBT, I'm sorry, you're not a fan at all. All you have to do is go all the way back to the beginning of time where I had the SET Super Cool Tuner, and I became a tuner from working from a Taco Bell or Toyota dealership, whatever, same shit. And Dolo is when you do shit alone. That's all. Sparkplug the file is the last live was censored because of the climate change subject. Where was it censored? Where was it censored, Fernando Perez? I watched my whole live, and not one chunk of it was censored. I would assume they wouldn't go after Walmart or Amazon. Exactly. But that's the thing. Why are you going to go after Turn 14? What did Turn 14 sell? Now, I understand if Turn 14 ended up selling DPF deletes and stuff like that, but they didn't. What did Turn 14 sell that caused the EPA to go in after them? Did they sell DPF kit deletes? Did they sell a tuner that was, because Turn 14 doesn't make anything. They are resellers. So wouldn't you want to go after the manufacturers and not the warehouse reseller? It just kind of blew me away, that thought process. But apparently they went after Turn 14. It's like going after, that's the reverse. You're going after the distributor versus the manufacturer. Why? Does the manufacturer hide behind multi-layered LLCs? Like if you were getting a lien put on you, right? Like if someone was putting a lien on your business and you don't name it your, Alejandro Flores Racing, right? And the bank's like, we're going to put a lien because you owe, taxes, or maybe somebody sued you for, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you hide behind these shell names. I don't know, but maybe Turn 14 didn't protect themselves that much. So I don't know why they would go after the distributor. Chuck says, I'm pretty sure California has a 10-year law. If your diesel truck is more that WP, assault is just a threat of harm, while battery is the actual physical act. Oh, so it's a battery rock. Assault rifles always mess with me. Is coined that way to scare the public. I own 3 battery rifles. Battery rifles and assault rifles. SoCal Can Experiments. Wasn't there a kid that got pulled over in state rep for stock active exhaust on his car? Yes, the Hyundai N series of cars have a sport mode. That sport mode has a D-cell burble. So when you let off, spark goes negative, and it go pop, 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 pop. It either spark goes negative and it leans it out a little bit, like with the coasting fuel shutoff. So what is coasting fuel shutoff? When you let off of your car, it'll decel. Almost every car has CFSO, coasting fuel shutoff, or DFSO, decel fuel shutoff. So that means when you are at speed and the output shaft sensor is above a certain threshold and you are off the throttle, it shuts off the injector. And then there is a rate as to what that injector shutoff is. And then when it comes on, it's a blend from off and on coming, on going, off coming, or on coming, off going, whatever. So if you let off the gas, it'll go into decel. It probably doesn't have enough fuel to make a burble. So what you do is you blend that slowly, so it still decels, but there's some fuel in there, and then you make the spark negative momentarily, and it does the little burble. It's gay and stupid, and I don't support it. Turn B14 sold everything. They're a huge distributor. I think they sold Hondadas. Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, talking about humans being the reason for global warming. I don't think it was censored. It was just a disclaimer under the video about climate change. Exactly. There is no censoring of my shit. What's YDBT? All the OGs just roll their eyes in unison. What's YDBT? What's on my shirt? What's on all of my shit? What's YDBT? Don't forget JSHW. Oh. Fucking nardy. Same thing they did after PFI for selling Honda units. Good morning, all getting in late. Morning, Alex, says Killshot Racing. EPA says, remember when we had insurgents in the Armory like Nick Vasquez, who could even say fuck Mustang lifestyles? And now he's selling his car. Wish I could be like Alex. I didn't need that flashback, EPA. Joe Swish, that separated men from the boys. That one was the best. When he didn't, look, if you claim you fucked with this show and then you're not willing to do what the ringleader of the show asks you to do to prove your loyalty, you ain't about this show. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being about this show. Not being about the show. Why do people tune out 7th gear 10R80s when pushing 800 plus? Because you don't want to go into 7th gear, wide open throttle, 6-7 shift at 75, 8,000 RPM. Right? Why would you want to go into 7th gear at wide open throttle, 800 plus horsepower, make a 6-7 shift? You will smoke 7th gear. You will smoke it. We've had guys in 6th gear go 180 miles an hour plus. Radioactive Fabrication, Fairmont Parts Fund. Thank you so much. I'm now starting to get my savings a little up there. I saw what I made last year. I got all my tax documents here. And I was like, okay, I made good money, but where is it? So this year is going to be more about saving and putting it away. But I spent probably $50,000 on the business last year, basically. If you wanted to go drag racing, you bought a Turbo 400 and a FFRE motor. Would you put it in a Gen 1, 2, 3 car, Gen 1 cuz suspension? Yeah. Yep, it's a little lighter suspension. And it's just a easier car to get down the quarter mile with. So you don't have to touch the axles. You don't have to touch the physical 8.8, right? Your current 8.8 in a S197, 31 spline axles, robust 8.8 gear set. Let's say you have a turbo 400, so you put a 373. Let's say you have a manual Gen 1 Mustang. You have 373s in the back. And you're like, I'm going to go racing. I get a Pro Torque, get a good turbo 400, FFRE motor, twin turbo, triple pump, ID 2000s. That's enough for sevens. Right? That's enough fueling for three 285s. That's enough for sevens, right? So you go to the track and you launch the thing, and let's say you have good suspension, but the physical 8.8 hasn't been touched. You could probably get into the low 9s or high 8s before you have to touch it. You know what I mean? Like before you have to put a spool in it because your differential is going to explode, before you have to put 33 or 35 spline axles, before you have to do some welding, you have to do some bracing. So at the end of the day, you could probably get into the 9s pretty easily on an automatic, V373s, twin turbo, without really touching the 8.8 all that much. So I think it's better to do a Gen 1. If you're going to go racing, Gen 1 all day. What's BMI? Junior had to do something with the diesel fuel shut off from my tune so the car wouldn't stall after going watt and forth. Yes, so imagine your wide open throttle. Some of you just let it decel from 180 in gear, and the car's like, injectors are off, the car's decelling, and then once it gets down to what it wants to idle, because the car wants to go to an idle torque source where the cams are in the idle position, the throttle's in the idle position, and it's looking for idle airflow. If you're decelling so long and the injectors are off, by the time they turn on, all of that criteria has to be met at the same time. The car's like 30, 20, 20. Oh, injectors on, idle, cams, airflow, blah, doesn't catch it in time. So we tweak that so that it makes it a little easier. Big power vehicles, big throttle body vehicles typically need some of those tweaks. Fear my streak because when the trans grenades, the 6-7 shift, you're making that type of power. Morning, Alex. I know you're not a fan of the 10R. So should I sell my 21 Gen 3 Sage 2 Whipple with only 10,000 miles to get something else? I don't know what you're doing. So I would own a 10R car knowing the 10R is going to have to be built, knowing I'm going to have to do trans relearns almost every day. As a matter of fact, the fucking routine on a boosted 10R80 car, if I have an Engage, turn the car on, get it warmed up, trans relearn, go about my day. Every single day. Thank you, Bryson Witt. eBay got hit for $2 billion. Bryson, did you look at your data log after you put the pumps in? Is the fuel pressure steady? Because that bitch is rolling. Coyote answers another one. He's a shoe tune, but always here asking questions. Shit, really? Where's he at? Is he here right here? Coyote Ants or Coyote Austin? Some dude was trying to argue with me about Chevy engines being better than Coyotes. I was trying to tell him to go watch your stuff and kept deleting my comment. Literally yesterday, for real, for real. Okay, define better. Okay, define better. You can't just say they're better. So let's say I am a gay guy and I want to do nothing but NA racing. The Coyote ain't it. Coyote ain't it. To build a Billy Badass NA Coyote that potentially runs well into the 9s or high 8, you're going to spend over $20,000, maybe more. NA. That is a 13-to-1 compression, crazy cam, 9,900 RPM shit. And it's not that reliable. Or you could just take a fucking, LS3 cam, badass heads, like a good cam, badass heads, or an LT, right? Those things you can probably get into a high cubic inch LS, good heads, great cam, E85, Holly Haram, trompeta, and you could probably run well into the 9s for a lot cheaper. So you need to define what better is. Now, yesterday was a great day. This is why. I got up, worked on the GT500. Everything went pretty well. Then, Hush Money's old motor that's in that beautiful notchback, the owner wanted to go up and boost. So he had a 3.5 upper pulley on a stage 2 Edelbrock. And I said, on that pulley, that my Fairmont went 9.7 on a 3.5 upper pulley, 15% lower. He's like, Jesus. So he's been driving around on a 3.5 pulley and loving life, probably 12 PSI. He goes, Alex, I want to run a better pulley. I said, well, you need a grip tech like a 2.9 because the 3.0 was going to probably have belt slip. Bet. We put the 2.9 on there and we had some belt slip because of the green belt. Got rid of the green belt. I have my thoughts about the green belt. He put another belt with different grooves and that ended up being the fix. And that car it was making 1.8 air load and it now made 2.3. That is fucking moving for a Fox body, manual Fox body, TVS E85. And I was like, dude, this thing is moving. It didn't hook in second. And he's like, okay, there goes that. So now he has to like roll race in third. And I'm like, this thing needs a gear change. So he's going to put like 389s in it and make it more, favorable for the power output. But like, that's where the Coyote, in my opinion, shines. A Gen 2 motor with 15 PSI. You're not going to kill it. You're not going to explode it. And it's going to make close to 900 robo horsepower. Come on, stop it. Is the stock 21 pump BAP superior to a D-Torx 400 for 93 octane 10 PSI Whipple? Yep. Something is going on with the D-Torx 400s that they're not a lot. Okay, so when you get a D-Torx 400, you rightfully have the assumption that it's better than a stock pump, right? So then tell me why every time a customer upgrades his stock pump with a booster pump or a fuel pump voltage booster, because I guess booster pump is copyrighted or trademark. Dog's barking. Really? Really? I would just smack the shit out of my dog if he was barking like that. Anyway, so why is it that when they put a D-Torx 400, they think that it's going to flow more, and then I show them in the data log, your fuel pressure is dropping? What do you mean? This is a D-Torx 400. I know, but since I don't have to touch the tune at all, this is a great comparison. Put your stock pump back on with the fuel pump voltage booster. Fuel pressure goes up. And they're like, damn. So I don't know what's going on with D-Torx, but they have to figure out why that's happening on the Coyote stuff. Who else agrees? Coyote Kelly. Stop. You make me read that. Stock 8A rear end, probably screaming for its life. I really need to get it welded. You need to get that sucker welded. Your car's heavy, making a ton of torque. That will blow it up quickly. Imagine a trans grenading shifting to 1-to-1. All the more proof that transmission being shit. Don't forget about the $12,000 you threw out the window because of the Wonder Nuts. Oh yeah. Oh man, $12,000 out the window. I recouped a little bit of it, but not nearly enough. LTs are making 550 horsepower with just the cam, intake, and exhaust. 350 people, 125 likes. I'd say they both have their strong suits. Exactly. I think the Coyote is best boosted with the 85. I'd stick to a 4-bolt main block Chevy, 750 double pumper, 13-1 compression, MSD 6AL, and send it. I agree. I would rather. The problem is the price, right? What takes you further? I was looking at these pistons and it's pissing me off, right? because these are 11-to-1 compressions. Obviously, compression can be dictated by, fucking the head gasket. So I'm like, because I have the piston, does that warrant me building a small block Windsor? Probably not, because by the time I get a small block Windsor that can make 500 or more rear wheel horsepower, I don't want, if I'm going to build a small block Ford, 408, 390, 360, whatever, it better make over 500 wheel through a stick. And what's that cost? A Billy Badass cam, who knows what lifter I'd need to hydraulic, solid roller, like, I don't know. So Billy Badass head, crazy compression, and it's going to drive like ass until it's at 8,000 RPMs. And I'm like, for what? But I have this here, and it keeps making me go, why shouldn't I build something? I have rods and pistons here, but I need everything else. So yeah, I'm kind of like on the fence about whether I should build an NA small block Ford, but for what? Just to be like that black guy that just revs it on an engine stand? Maybe. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. Yeah, he's no tuner. Look, you gotta understand. He's a tuner like people that adjust math curves are tuners. Coyote Kelly, we're talking about overall power capability. He was trying to compare the 5.3 to the Coyote, but yeah, I agree with you. It's what you're saying okay, gotcha. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't doubt that. But the thing is, what are you comparing it to? Can a small block Ford be built to run 8's NA? Depends on the platform. But we're talking about relevant and what's new. I'm on the Coyote boosted side of things. I never tell you guys to do NA stuff when it comes to Coyotes. Out of curiosity, any thoughts on the 4 Innovations Triple 345? Never heard of it. Guy in Tennessee has the 925 Gen 2 Coyote, 10R, 6 Whipple, and the Dragon Drive Focus. That's Triple 345. Never heard of it. Sounds retarded. Deech work equals doesn't work, says Monty 540. Just the cam is never a thing. Currently building a 5.3 needs valve springs, trunnion upgrade, push rods, oil pump, timing set. LS guys are liars and fat, says Killshot Racing. You're right. Our Deech work 95 is really junk. Have a set of my fluid car that's almost running, but will sell to get the IDs FIC if recommended. How much power do you want to make? Deech works 1000s or 95s are fine if you want to stay at about 800, 850 raw horsepower, no higher. Are those 7-inch pistons? Black guy revving it. Yeah, remember the black guy revving it on the engine stand? I want to do that. I want to have a carbureted car on an engine stand that I start every Saturday and wake everybody up. Coyotes are great, but them Chevys and Dodge rip down low. Oil pumps and timing set aren't needs. Ankit Mahdaria. I can't play the Indian song. It gets copyrighted. I have a Deechworks 400 dual pump setup with a Whipple 3000. Oh, you're 3000. What's a Whipple 3000? The Whipple 3000. The hell? Fuck, I had to do it. Shall I put both pumps to be active all the time or allow the second pump to be active by a Hob switch at 5 PSI boost? And Kit Mahdaria, you should do one on and the second one with a Hobbs at 5 PSI. Get you some black and mild before you build that small block Ford. Build a motor, dyno it, sell it, keep it for a spare when you blow your next engine. See, that's the thing. Who do I trust to build the small block Ford? I don't know. Where do you start? You need a crazy stroke crank. You need to probably modify the block, an aftermarket block. I'm not doing some stock block shit. Well, you probably could do small. Yeah, I'd rather do aftermarket block just if I had the money. And then what? And put it in what? I don't know. Who's knows? Boost fixes all small block Fords have been 8th NA for decades, right? Yeah. So I don't know but again, solid roller, 13-to-1 compression, sounding like a car with an F-cam. Remember when F-cam Rizzy was like, oh, I could make an F-cam sound like that. And I'm like, bro, I love you. You cannot make an F-cam sound like the Silver Surfer notchback. The Silver Surfer notchback. Man. Yeah, F-cam. F-cam. This is just an F-cam with a 750. Yep. Rest in peace, ears. Apologies. Holy shit, guys. Look at that. Yeah, according to Rizzy, that sound is just an F-cam away. So, yeah, just get an F-cam and your small block Ford 302 with 1992 forged pistons, it will sound exactly like it. Yeah, what are you dropping in? I can find something. I'll find something to drop it in. That's not a problem. Broke ass white boy 636 with the Holly Haram gave me $20 and he said, "Hey Alex, I'm putting together a 22 F150. Do y'all recommend the L&M we don't recommend anything. Fucking Gen 4 has been 8 and the motor I think was stock? Or no, I think it was built. I don't recommend anything cam related on any Coyote unless you're making 2,000 horsepower. So the cylinder delete activation system, no idea. And I haven't heard a damn thing about it in the tuning system. So if I haven't heard about it in the tuning system, I wouldn't recommend it personally. Why are you building a fucking, whatever. Carcane Problem says, why do Coyote guys stick with Turbo 400s, not Power Glide? Carcane Problem, it's real easy. Climb the mountain. So if you know that a Coyote can make most of its meat of its power over 6,000 RPMs, why would you want a 1-2 shift where it goes and then the RPMs are like, let's say they stay above 6,000 and then the converter couples. And then are you going to have a lockup or not? I would rather have that extra gear. Theoretically, the Grey Goose is Power Glide. It's a 2-gear. It's a 2-gear 6R80. But the problem is the gear ratio wasn't favorable. Glide, I don't know if Glide transmissions can take the power as good as like a Billy Badass built 400, but I think it's because of keeping the RPMs high. So keep the RPMs way high while still having a gear change, while have a converter couple and uncouple, lock up, unlock. So it's like launch, lock, unlock, shift, lock, unlock, shift, lock. You know, and that's what stock cars do. That's like when people are like, "Oh, why is Brett LaSalle going?" I'm like, because that's what stock cars do. Lock, unlock, shift, lock, unlock, shift. Obviously, there's a rate. Obviously, there's magic to it. You don't want to rip the crank right out from under the car with lockup converter. So I think you want to not climb the mountain so much. Just go boo, boo, boo instead of going boo. I know the converter can be loose enough to keep it at a high RPM, but then you have to rely heavily on the converter. It all depends on the power you make. Fuck me. It's just too many. It's not like a simple answer. And I wish there was like this is why. There's just a lot of things. A Whipple 3000 is just street. Thunder is great. But I don't think they build motors per se. I think they build cars. Whipple moving platforms named like NVIDIA and their graphics card, I guess. Prestige Motors builds small. Yes. See, Craig Walls, I love you. So there is we'll talk. Craig, we're going to have a conversation because not that I want a small block Ford in my Fairmont. My Fairmont's probably going to get a Coyote if I'm mostly going to cruise and race it. But if I want something choppy, dumb, NA. But again, this is the problem, Craig Walls. Your builder's going to go, yeah, take these pistons and throw them in the fucking trash, right? So I have these. So does that justify building something and forcing these parts down the throat of an engine builder? Engine builders are like tuners. They're very particular about their setup. There's a reason Lund Racing likes tuning certain setups. There's a reason builders probably want to use a certain piston. So Craig, I guarantee your builder's going to go, yeah, I'm not going to use any of your shit. So I would want this. These are the prerequisites for my engine builder. If Craig Walls, I want a small block Ford that's going to be NA forever. And I want to make as much power possible with ethanol, E85. Now, this is going to be the problem, right? Am I going to have to get under the fucking valve covers every day and solid roller shim shit? I don't know. So we'll have to talk. Send me an email just generically of what your dude. It's probably going to be a $25,000 motor, so I know that right off the top of my fucking head. So, or more. So, fuck me. Craig Walls, what's your favorite motor to work with? Oh, He has a billet Noonan in his fucking car. So he's say billet Noonan. Or he has a billet something. Bet you can feel that cam in your chest. Did you see a certain tuner acting like E85 wasn't completely necessary when General Coyote to run 9s? He's not wrong. He's not wrong because Sunoco 260 GT or a race C16 or something can go 9. So he's not wrong. Again, technically. What do you think of the Cobra 9 engine? It sounds pretty nice to know what you're talking about. Jordan Wigington. Hey, Alex, what's up with these guys on Instagram deleting their rear brakes to fit F15s? Yeah, dude. If you some people just don't need attention. Yo, my friend has a Gen 2 Coyote and wants to start a new project. What twin turbo kit do you recommend, and does it need other parts? Oh, do you want Arkness? This is just such an open-ended question. Yes, he needs many more parts than just the twin turbo kit to go down the track. When are you racing at Daytona? Never. The fuck? Holy hell, it's been at least 2-3 months since I caught it live. Exactly. Bunch of stick guys just slapping a 400 with a shit converter and wondering why the car didn't run faster with the auto. Have you seen Richard Holdner's vid where he made 1600 on a stock bottom end LS? Yeah, and I've also seen Steve Morris make 15,000 horsepower, but then that motor goes on a car, it doesn't make a lick worth of shit. So I don't care what they make on the dyno. I literally give two shits what a engine makes on an engine dyno, because magically when you put that engine in a car, it don't do a fuck. And I'm like, wait, what happened? Because every single time you guys, not me, you guys go, oh, that thing made 1,500 horsepower. So you immediately go, that car should run bottom 8s or high 7s, no problem. And then you put that engine, get in a car, then it goes to the chassis dyno, and it's like, where did like 800 horsepower go? Then it goes to the track and it runs a 10-1 at 152. And you're like, let me do the math. 3,200 pounds, 152 trap speed. Yeah, no, that's like 900 horse. So, what are you going to do? Wonder how torque storms are on the 3 cargo ships right now. Exactly. But hold up. People deleting brakes definitely should want some attention. No, I don't want to give. I don't give retards attention anymore. I'm done giving retards attention. So if you followed me on Facebook and you wonder why you're not on my friends list anymore, is because you supported retarded shit. And I simply want retardation out of my life. So the simplest way to do it, especially on social media, because when I scroll, I want to see engineering shit. I want to see big booty Latinas. I want to see slightly, offhanded, potentially racist humor on Instagram, because it's just like, you can't avoid it. And that's it. I don't want to see a retard on my timeline. So I simply go, oh, you support retardation? You're gone, and they're gone. So yeah, no. If people are deleting their rear brakes, I'm good. Why would you even put a spotlight on those people? The Swiss, Craig Wall says to Joe Swiss, high-end small block Fords are my favorite. Look, I would love to get in the small block Ford game, but I'm so used to a 900 horsepower Coyote with 14, 15 PSI and 85 not need to do anything. I don't need to do anything but put fuel and go.
Not one motherfucker.
Nothing. I don't have to do shit. That's what I'm used to. That's what I like. I like that. A small block Ford, you can't have that. Does purchasing an LRX lock you to Lund? Yes, Rodrigo. If you want a Lund Racing gauge, you might be stuck with Lund Racing. If you don't want to be stuck with Lund Racing, buy an SCT, buy an HP tuner device. Steve is making another video sick week as we speak. Why? Yeah, right. Okay, well, I'm going to explain to you why I didn't go fast. It's because I went down the track that's prepped for drag radial and I have a big floppy. Okay, I'm going to explain to you how Brett LaSala beat me. Okay, you see these two cars? Okay, he stayed. That's just me bumping in. Fuck, my tires shook. Oh man, I don't. Wow, fucking track is. And that's why the drag radial is better on a radial track than a floppy is on a drag radial prep. What the fuck just happened? Oh, don't you get Don't you get it, Alex? He simply explained. You're so stupid, Alex. He explained in very simple layman's terms why his car didn't get down. And I'm like, man, get the fuck out. I'm never watching you again. Get the fuck out of my life with your bullshit. I'm digging the new Avatar picture, EPA. I want to see their inability to stop. I don't care. Does an iPhone make you locked with Apple? Hey man, I bought an Apple iPhone. Am I stuck with Apple products? Well, then he's going to say, whoa, providers. Verizon, T-Mobile, so he might have you there. Rodrigo Driva sounding like an undercover cop right now with that question. Dropping a like and I'll catch a replay with this evening. I have a big floppy as well until I see some calves. Hey yo, Steve Boris forgot the water on his car. Alex, if I get an ML2, will I be stuck with darkness of his lifeless cow? Monster Truck Tires like to shake. Alex doing the early morning blues clues sounds. Steve Morris, South Park character. Sounded like a Harley guy from South Park. Steve Morris would do amazing in the Valley Racing channel, losing and not paying cause of radio. See, your car's fast and you beat me. But if I was able to get down the track, well, that's the whole point. And this is the funny thing, right? You guys are starting to understand that, or starting to see that, and maybe you guys have really you really pay attention. Have you noticed when a car 60 foots 1-0 in the 8th mile it goes 4-1 boom, and then like just after the 8th mile has a misfire or something, and then it coasts to like a 660. This is what you hear from retards. Oh, if he would have stayed in it, he would have gone 5.9. I'm like, no, he wouldn't have. Yeah, he would have gone 655, 650, maybe high 640s. So, because Craig Walls is the resident fast guy, I think he'll agree with me that most of your ET is made up in the first 300 feet. That's where the rubber meets the road. Fucking dumb shit. And then 8th mile, and then just after the 8th mile, boom, you have a misfire or a cutoff or a boost cut or something. And then the car coasts to like a mid-6. And you're like, oh, he would have stayed in. It would have been 5.0. I'm like, no, he wouldn't have. You probably gained a couple of tenths if you would have stayed in it, because the most of the ET is chopped down in the front half. So when you see someone like a Steve Morris go, good, and after the 8th, his tires wad up and do like this, and then he coasts to a 660. Oh, dude, that's not a 590 car. It's not a 590 car. I don't think. What's the quickest he's ever been? Does anyone here know? Obviously, let's put a little bit of a disclaimer here. I ain't shit. I'm not fast. Cool. I also don't hit 400 foot bombs in baseball, and I can say, you suck. You suck, Wade Boggs. You got drunk on the plane yesterday. You suck. I reserve that right. If it doesn't go fast in the 330, it ain't going to go fast in the 8th or the quarter. Plain and simple. Why doesn't it pop up? Oh, this thing freezes all the fucking time. There it is. If it doesn't go fast in the 330, it ain't going to go fast to the 8th or the quarter. Plain and simple. So when Steve Morris gets out and at 330 is good, and maybe 8th mile is good, and then it whoop, and he lets off and coasts, and it goes 170, and it goes 660, 670. I'm like, okay, that's about right. I think his car at max effort, it'll go 630 something, not 5. He just doesn't have it, because the difference between a 6.1 and a 5.9 is like 500 horsepower. No, it's not. Okay. Why? Because your 12.0 pass, and then you put a cylinder head on, it went 11.5. That half second can be translated all the way down in the 6s. From 6.2 to 5.9 is just 50 horse. No, hell no. It's like 500. And you got to make it hook. You got to, blah, 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 all this stuff. So, yeah, understand that it's no joke when it comes to get going faster at that power level. It's a real serious game. Yesterday, hanging out with the guy that owns the Hush Money old motor on his notch, right? He has been sevens. He's been 750s his whole life. The quickest he's ever run has been a 750. And he's like, I was going 750s and that car was great. And then I wanted to go 40s or 30s. And I talked to chassis builders. I talked to engine builders. They're like, yeah, you're going to have to invest another like 10 grand. And he's like, what? Yeah, you got to like this chassis, this move and that move, and maybe a converter change and maybe a turbo change and maybe a different cylinder head, a different camshaft. And he's like, okay, well, I'll stay running 750s then. And he sold the car. Smart. The video, he said he's been 640s. A 653 says Clint Stroke at 229 at US 131. So he's been 653. The Grey Goose has been 6.6. The Grey Goose, a overdrive transmission, 3-link on a radial, and a 302 cubic inch Coyote controlled with a factory computer has been 660. Steve is just trying to way too hard to improve the SMX's great drag and drive motor since Cleat abandoned it. Look, you live and die by it. Once you see that a SMX doesn't necessarily have that much better performance than your conventional big block build, because I remember the El Camino that Garrett had with the conventional small block. It was like a 660, 650 car. It was quick, very quick. And I'm like, that's awesome. Leave it alone, right? But then he put an SMX in it and it never went down. And he's like, it just makes too much power. Okay. Bailey has the same issue. Bailey has a Pro Mod. And he's been 5s, but then it's like once, and then, a bunch of slip-ups here and there. And, you can't blame prep there because he went down to slick prep and the car, had an issue with the motor. So, in my opinion, he needs to revisit that program, in my opinion. I just want to cruise comfortably. In 2020, he went 5.7 at 259. Might have not been in the wagon. What? Who went 5.7? 5.7? Are you sure about that? Since Steve Morris failed Pete at HED, gained a bunch of business. I always go to 530s before I hit a wall. It says, been whipping my F-body around for open header. Shit is legendary. We've been whipping my F-body around open header. Shit is legendary. I don't know about that. I always think about how funny humans are when trying to see who can build the best air pump to go down a straight line the quickest. That's a great way to really put into a nice tight package what drag racing is. Who can build the best air pump to go down the track straight for 5 seconds or 3 or 4? And it's like the craziest amount of money for that to happen. And at this point of my life, I want to build the car that can last the longest, cruise, drive, not every day, but I want to be able to have a car that goes 7.9, 7.8. And then if I want to go out and go on an ice cream run, just get in it, turn it on, go on an ice cream run. Because to go 50s, 40s, 30s, and then eventually 690s requires a mechanical fuel pump, a different operating system, a bigger turbo, looser converter that's not street friendly. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want that. I think the Fairmont would be best if I can somehow get a setup to run 7.9, 7.8 at most, and be able to drive it a couple times a weekend or two. And that's it. Stop. There's no reason to build anything faster because I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm not looking to swing my dick. If you want to do an actual dick measuring contest, I got you beat there. But when it comes to like measuring dicks through cars, you can have it. Fuck it. And there's always 4 or 5 SMXs that every drag and drive. How many of them get the podium? How many of them get down? Remember the Monte Carlo? And again, this isn't a bash Steve Morris fest, but let's be honest. When a motor has as many issues as his motors have had, why do you keep going? Stop. Build a smaller version of that. Higher revving version of that. And see how that runs. Whatever. What the fuck am I talking about? No, bigger. Mountain motor. Stop it. What did Nardi Mercado say? Nadia Mercado said, I always go 530s before I hit the wall. Who's Ben Jones? But who's Ben Jones? I'm sorry, that's one of his motors. Went that, not him personally, my fault. I was going to say, that's crazy. Even funnier when you watch a 1320 video of 40 to 50 cars drag racing and running turbo LS Fox bodies. Yeah. You know, I've come to a bit of a revelation recently about 1320. And I'm, you know, not that it's a negative, but okay. Have you ever been around somebody that you wonder, like, this guy a little sweet? So I'm like, I don't know. The more I look at it, the less I want to watch it. You know what I mean? I love the racing, but with no commentary. That's why I love the racing vids. This is the best thing about the racing vids. It's just about racing. But the problem with 1320 video is they try to become like personalities. And no offense, nobody cares about the personalities on 1320 video. But the racing vids are high quality, shut the fuck up, watch this car get down the track videos. So let me go to the racing vids and import versus the 2 weeks ago. So this is like, he should post more, man. I like him. 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah. Look, shout out to the racing vids, right? The quality of the video, probably 4K. So let me make sure my bit rate's not fucked up. Let's see. Yeah, 1060, but it's probably 1080 with 60. Okay, this will work. So this is US Street Nationals. And it's just burnout, race, and go. This is how every 1320 video should be. This guy just it bugs the shit out of me. I know he's okay. When you're a promoter, the best promoters are not seen. My issue with this guy is he is everywhere. That West Buck guy, he is just like, dude, get out. You're not the star. The racers are the star. Whatever. Hey, look at me. Yeah. Go get out of there, bro. That's what I watch. I don't go, hey guys, we're here in Topeka, Kansas, and we're racing up a hill. And this is a LS swapped bug with the turbo up its ass, and then it routes through its asshole. The wheels are actually full of nitrous, and they plumb the, oh shit. No, stop. Let's just call it what it is. Steve is butthurt because his race prep wasn't on par with the track. No, this is the problem. A 500 plus cubic inch motor is getting its butt whipped by a 300 cubic inch motor. That's, I think, the biggest issue because rear wheel drive, same class, unlimited, and the car is just getting beat. I think, people caught up in CI built more. Not. The Texas Caches was trash video. Nice cars. Alex, just figured it out. I'm happy for your deal. He's a little sweet though, right? No, I like Fred. Fred's good. But, yeah, Shannon Dugan, I'm not even going to highlight that stuff because that's where I'm at. I'm like, whatever. And I want to watch racing. And we watch the racing vids, Spooled Media, and E-Racer Productions. Can I be frank, too? Exactly. We want to watch racing. I only care about them races, not life stories. Bro, don't know how golden Street Fire was. Racing vids is legit. Nardi Mercado, stop it. I was too green for the internet during the Street Fire days. The best type of video, Steve Morris is jealous when he sees those cars make it down. Yeah, by God, he's got turbos in the trunk. That shit is so old that people are now doing crazy shit just to get on 1320 video. You know, like, oh, I put a fire ladder in the back of my car and I have 45-pound dumbbells 60 feet behind the car for no prep. Oh, it did a wheelie and flipped over? Oh, physics? I don't care. Then I go the racing vids and it's 10-minute long. Next up. I'm like, yes, that's what I want to see. I don't want to hear you. I don't care about your life story. I don't care that the camera is pointed to you on racing videos. I want to see the car. Anyone remember when Rich Christensen from Pink's crashed the motorcycle? It was like the best thing I've ever seen. It was like the best thing I've ever seen. But Alex, it's a 302 with 4 cams. I like how people say 4 cams as if to suggest that I can do it with just 1 cam. And I'm like, 4 cams, intake, exhaust. Okay, can you do it without an exhaust lobe on your cam? Because that's how stupid you sound when you say there's more cams. There's 2 intake, 2 exhaust. It doesn't mean that each cam should make more power than a single cam car. Like, whoever uses the 4 cam argument in a Coyote, now, if you say valves, I would understand. But cams? Stop it. Oh, how can they get 4 cams and 4 valves? Oh, fuck me. Definitely, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that's what's happening, Coyote Kelly. 1320 is now giving me that dude in blue vibes. And it used to be guy in the car, Texas 2K, 1, 2, 3. Now it's, hey guys, what's going on? Hey guys, what's going on? So I'm here at the race and the cars are fucking amazing. You don't see a car, right? Like you don't see a car. These cars are amazing. Wait till you see these cars. These cars are so ridiculous. Wait until you see them. Wait until you see them. Oh my God. So anyway, we got shirts for sale. And then after we're going to sell, we got mugs for, and then check this. And then get in the car, go racing. No, they talk and talk and talk and show this crazy first person view that nobody wants to see. We want to see the car. It used to be just GT500, Kenny Bell 4.2, 1300 ID, 5,000 horsepower versus Honda S2000 LS swap, gay, blah, 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 blah. 1, 2, 3, burp. That's what it used to be. Now it's you motherfuckers in front of the camera. We don't want to see that. Shut the fuck up. Show the car, show the race. Don't show yourself. Fucking sweet motherfuckers. Fuck this. I'm sick of that. Fuck this. Fucked up. I can't remember who was boasting it, but it was like a full weekend of a mile top speed run cars back to back. It was sweet. What's the most an SBE Coyote has made? A stock motor Coyote has been 7s. Fuck the dyno. A stock motor, stock bottom. Man, you said SBE. So stock short block, I think has been into the 7s somewhere. I'm not sure how much into the 7s. Didn't Hollywood do 88s in the trunk 20 years in the Fox body? Remember him? Alex, I'm looking to do an NA build with an unlimited budget. Should I do a 5.8 or a 5.0 build? You should do a small block forward build. Unlimited budget, small push rod. Push rod. There you go. There's nothing like a Diddy party. I mean, a 1320 party. That boy's super sweet. 4 cams equals flat earthers. Yeah, it's got 4 cams. Of course it should make more power. It's got 4 cams. I don't even need 4 cams. It's more chains than brains. More chains than brains. More chains than brains. We got some mountain motors on the property. On the property is so overused in the modern racing culture. On the property. And I'm like, on the property? Why don't you just say here? Like, just say here. Homie, been moisturizing. Yeah, bro, my ashy elbows? I got ashy elbows. So I can't be having ashy elbows at the gym because girls would be like, and ashy knees. So you can't be having ashy knees and ashy elbows, and the bitches be like, boy, what's wrong with you? So, subtitles in racing. Come on, it's like Savage Geese all over again. Pure unnecessary nonsense. Only thing missing was the cinematic shots. You got to understand, people need to just look at the car, but this is the problem. I think people like Savage Geese and others, they want to be the star. They want to be the person to like, look at me. Look, hey guys, how you doing? I'm gonna get this E-Ray, and the pure contemporary noises coming out of the audible sweetness of this. Shut the fuck up! You're not a writer. You're a fucking homo. Get in the car and go fast. There is a trans woman that is better at car reviews because they have an engineering mindset. Imagine that. Imagine that. I would rather watch Sarah Intuned reviews than some guy that is full of himself that just uses big, massive words for no fucking reason. Like for on the property here? You mean here? Hey guys, we got a bunch of fast cars here at Irwindale Raceway at Palm Beach. Hi guys, this is Alex. We got a bunch of fast cars at Palm Beach International Raceway. We're going to take a look at what's out there, what classes are going to be running, and talk to the drivers, see what they got going on, and then we'll get you some racing. This is the fastest car on the property. What? It's like saying run out of your life. Remember those terms that were hot 2 or 3 years ago? I'm going to run out of your life. What? Run out of your life? You don't hear you run out of your life anymore. So imagine if someone just like culminated all the stupid sayings all in one big long sentence. I would just laugh my ass off. So is the EPA Raid the one we needed? Didn't turn 14 sue before? I'm late. I missed it. Click live. Brothers Bank LLC says 3020 been out there losing races so people get that sweet ass. Look, it hit me the other day because I don't watch 1320 video that much. So I'm looking, it's like, something's off here. Something's off. I did a little research and I'm like, something's off. Nothing wrong with it. Is it for me? No, that's all. That's all. That's all. Okay, got it. I'm ready to see Blue Beam back out. I saw the Aldo update video. 1320 smells seats before getting there. Hey, what you doing? You're pretty buff. Nice car. Thanks. Yeah, so is this where you sit? Yeah. Is this where you sit? Yeah. Oh, wait, right there it is. So tell me about the build. I don't know. You know why I like Bride racing seats? Why? They hold the moisture. Bro, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, this thing smells nice. Man, you're pretty hot. Hey, what's your name? Mike? Oh, nice car. But you work out? You look a little muscular. You think so? Yeah. I don't know. I think my ass is a little flat. No. Come on, Mikey. Take your pants off. I'll show you. Mikey. You got a great ass. You really think so? Yeah. It's tight and muscular. I bet you I can't stick my cock in your ass. It's so tight. Really? Yeah. Okay. Well, watch this. Hey, man, nice car. Get the fuck out of my face. Get out of my face. I know what I got back there. Oh, look. Hey, Alex, look at those fucking calves. Boy, you must really dump the clutch really hard, don't you? I do? Yeah. Oh, God. Should I make a sus racing channel video? Should I make a sus racing channel? Hey, nice car. Oh, and then I'm just pointing at his ass the whole time. Hey, this fucking car, holy shit, look at the fucking guns on this guy. Yeah, you must really mash that pedal and really shift really hard, don't you? Yeah? Oh, yeah, I could tell. I could just tell that you could just really mash the shit out of that fucking clutch. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go for a ride in your car, so we could go for a ride. Well, who are we racing? Racing? Who's talking about racing? I just want to go for a ride in your car. All right, I guess you got a big video platform. I guess we'll go. Yeah, let's go for. Hey, can you floor it? Yeah, okay, here you go. Oh! Oh my God! Look at this thing. This thing is so fast. Oh, fuck! Yeah! Oh! The Sus Racing Channel. Oh, 1369 Racing Channel. That's sus Racing Channel. Dude, I would need... I need another person in front of me, like, that is in on the joke. I'd have to write a script. I'd have to write a script and be like, and then he'd have to be serious. He'd have to have like actor chops, you know? Oh, your car's fucking nice. Hey, nice shirt. Oh, you work out? Where do you work out? How many reps do you, what's your bench, man? What's your bench? Hey, do you do hip thrusts? No. Want to? What? I mean, tell me about the Bellac wheels. Just show ass and calves and then time aboard, no race show. Can I shift? I'm good at handling the stick. Oh, hey guys, what's going on? I showed up to a stick shift race because we want to see guys that know how to handle a stick. What's up, man? What's your name? What's the guy? Who's the guy that runs the grub worm? No, let's say Yandro. Oh, the menu. Oh, hey, what? Tell me about your car. Hello, I'm Yandro Uloa, and this is a 281 with a sleeper clutch. Oh, forget about that. Tell us about the stick. Oh, okay. It's like a T56 with like a fifth in gear with delete. No, forget that. Tell me about your stick. It's an MGW. No, your cock. Tell me about your... Bro, this is... It's toxic. What's that thing? 69 foot. Toxic. Email me. Please email me, okay? ydbtforlife@gmail.com. I will get you something from richprince.com. What's that thing? 69 foot. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, is that a slipper clutch? Or do you just shove it in all the way at once? Okay, I don't understand. Are we applying the clutch or are we talking about like something else? Well, like sometimes people use slipper clutches and it's like a rate, but others just bottom out on that bitch. What's your method? When most of the fast guys have slipper clutch, yeah, you just give it a little clutch at a time. So what are you running for a disc? 9-inch or 10? I'm a little uncomfortable with this conversation right now because, I don't know. What kind of clutch do you run? A center force? Yeah, I'll give you some center force. Okay, man, I'm going to go get ready to go racing, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'm a little bit, it's a little sus. You know what I'm saying? How many inches is that stick? Oh, I like the small stubby. Yeah, me too. Damn, that car sounds sweet. You must have a huge cam. Wait, what? Hey, why don't they make racing suits out of jogging pants? That's a fire hazard. Yeah, but like, I really want to see more racing suits made out of jogging pants. The gray ones. You're the hottest guy on the property. The Sus Racing Channel. Dude, I might do it. I might do it. The Sus Racing Channel. What's your car? 69 foot. The Sus I might do it. That I might do. But man, that takes a lot of work. But I might do it. 32 to be like, is your axle size 8.8 or 9 inch? You got an 8.8 or a 9 inch in there. It's a 12 bolt. Yeah, no, I need to know inches. So I don't know. What's that in inches? How many bolts is that in inches? It's like, 8. Oh. Whipple Jr.'s open houses today. Free boost in with every dyno. Does your car run 6.9? I'm sweating, guys. This is fucking funny. Do you run water through your heads or do you like RuPaul's Drag Race? You guys are writing the script. I'm just see, you guys make the show. I'm just a delivery device. Hey yo, bro, hope 1320 is watching. 1320 be like, what kind of gear oil do you use for your rear end? Do they really be that sus? They really be that sus. I'm not gay or nothing, but like, do you remember the skit with Key and Peele? And they're gonna copyright it, but a Mike Tyson skit. He's like, wait until I get you in that ring. I'm gonna fuck you right in your ass, and then I'm gonna take you to dinner parties. Let me see.
1, 2, boom. Know what?
Right in the
There we go.
Boom, and you out.
man. You, Claudius Lewis. I'm gonna you right in the ass. Yeah, I'm gonna bend you over and you right in the ass.
All right, you know what?
And then he's like, wait until I get into that sweet little tight ass. I'll take you to dinner parties and have like inside
No, I'm
jokes.
not gonna get in your head. I'm gonna get in your ass, just like I said. Just right up in there in that tiny little minuscule ass of yours. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take you to a nice, high, fancy, highfalutin restaurant, and I'm gonna buy you things, wine and dine you. You're gonna find some things that we have in common, and they're gonna become inside jokes to us. And then we're just gonna laugh about them in the taxi all the way to your house, where I'm gonna you in the ass.
That is one of the funniest things I've seen, the Key and Peele Mike Tyson skit, and I can absolutely make a whole channel, a whole series on the Sus Racing channel. Favorite driver pulls 5 levers, all the shifts. Oh, you know why I like Jack Stan Jimmy's Oreo car? Because he handles not just 1, not just 2, 4 sticks. 4 sticks. Saw that the other day. Why'd you name the car Turd Cutter? Because you want to punch it. The car names are just gay stuff. It's just gay stuff. How hard are those shafts in your rear end? Last time we saw you was in your bathroom window. I mean, a Texas 2K. Hey, guys, last time we saw you was in my FL2K. Sounds like old jerky boy shit. Brothers Bank LLC. 32 would be like, oh, you're telling me I need a cage because my car's first run was too fast? Baby, I don't even use a condom. Okay, that's just way too long. Brothers Bank LLC, you're trying a little too hard. It has to be fast. He's writing a novel. You telling me I need a cage in that thing? You know why I don't need a cage, baby? Because I don't even use condoms. What are you doing? Still doesn't beat Gray. Yeah. JJ the Boss was the originator of the gay jargon all the time. So look, we could just expand.
Whenever I jerk off, I think of that one time Big Chief bent over to adjust his wheelie bar, and I saw a little bit of his ass crack. Man, if that bull ever let me ride his junk, he'd never know what he...
Yeah, it always cuts off there, and I don't know why.
Now, looky here. These be them rules for the race. Number 1, jump, and I eat your ass. Number 2, the chase is anal sex. And 3, if you jump, we come in your booty hole. Who's in?
I agree.
Am I the only one that gets a hard-on when Dominator races? I mean, those blue eyes are to die for. Man, I'll race you. How about this bet? If I win, I suck your dick. If I lose, I suck your dick twice. I know Ryan has all that fancy shit, but I know I can beat him on the street. Because I'm more street...
This one is just my favorite.
Man, I'll race you. How about this bet? If I win, I suck your dick. If I lose, I suck your dick twice.
I'm like, so what should I do? I would just run into him at that point. I'm like, I guess I'm losing either way.
I know Ryan has all that fancy
Oh, shit.
Now, here in the South, we do it a bit different than you Yankees. Here, buy-in is showing me your dick. And depending on the size, girth, and veins determines the run order. Winner gets my ass. Are you man enough to run me, line-up pussy? I bet you won't race me without clothes on.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't. God, the Sus Racing channel might have to happen because it's just too good. It's just so much stuff out there that I can make fun of that it's just going to be a great time. Okay, let's end it there. Today we talked about the EPA, and then we ended up talking about making a gay racing channel. Because we've noticed that there's some sus activities out there. So the Sus Racing team, the SRT team, is actually a pretty good name. So guys, maybe in the comments of the video, once this video upload, you can put some comments, maybe with some subject matter, maybe it'll motivate me to make the Sus Racing channel, and then, you know, we can have some fun with it. Again, I'm just here to make people laugh and to maybe give you some news and make you aware of certain things and talk to you about the Coyote platform. That's all. All I want to do is make people laugh and have a good time and get away from all this gay shit and then make fun of sus stuff that happens in racing. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. For Talking Shit Tuesday. We'll hang out then, talk a little bit, see what happens. Maybe we'll make a Sus Racing channel. If it's easy to do, if it's something that we can accomplish, that'll be something that I might be interested in doing because it's funny as shit. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.